So, now we get to the vertical line test. It says for every x value, you can only have one corresponding y value to be a function, which is what we did x there. For every x value, you can only have one y value. So what they tell you to do is to draw a vertical line, because a vertical line represents your x value. If I drew a line right here, if I could draw straight and hit the 1, I would be at x equals 1. It only touches my graph one time. So that is going to be a function, because for my line that I drew there, I only have one time that I hit my graph. I'm going to jump over to this one. Now if I drew my line here, and I could draw it anywhere in my graph, and I drew my line right there, it touches my graph in two different places. Since it has two different values, then that is not going to be a function. It'd be like having two different lines coming from that value. So what you want to think about, is there anywhere on the graph that I can draw a line that touches more than once? If it touches more than once, then no, it's not a function. So I think about, well, if I drew my line here, it only touches the blue line once. If I had drawn it over here, again, it just touches once. Yes, that's a good function then. It only touches once at any time I can draw a line. On this one, if I drew my line here, it touches one dot, here 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 it touches one dot. Everyone only touches one dot at a time, so yes, that is going to be a function. Now I got to find those bottom ones. There we go. So here, if I draw my line, how many dots am I going to touch?
3.
3. Since I can draw a line that touches 3 dots, 3 is more than 1, it's not going to be a function. So here, if I'm checking this one, this line only touches 1 dot, this line only touches 1 dot, this line only touches 1 dot. But if I draw my line right here, excuse me, I'm hitting 2 dots. And so again, not going to be a function. Get a drink there. Because there's a place I can draw a line that touches 2 dots, or more than 1 dot. So number 5. I want to decide if they're functions or not. So, if I draw my line, is that going to be a function?
Yep.
Yes, it only touched once, right?
Yep.
And there's nowhere I could draw it that would make it touch more than once. So on the next one, is that going to be a function or not? So look to see, is there anywhere you can draw a line that will touch more than once?
No.
Which one are you looking at? This
Which
one
one
or
is it?
this one?
Oh, I'm looking at the bottom one.
The bottom one, this
Yeah.
one. Okay, so if I drew my line here, nope, nope, nope. Everything looks good. So yes, that one's going to be a function. How about if we go over to this one on the right? Is that one a function?
No.
No, it's not a function, because if I drew my line right here, I'm touching 2 places. So it's not a function. How about the triangle?
No.
No, because if I drew a line, touch 2 places again, right? No, not a function. Now we got to find those bottom 2, and my board keeps wanting to move all over on me. Oh, it did move that time. Okay, so the bottom 2 on number 5. Is this first one here with all the dots a function?
No.
No, because if I drew my line right here, I can hit 3 of my dots. Now the next one's a little bit tricky. Is that going to be a function or not?
Am I using an open dot too?
Now if you use this open dot, are you touching the dot when you draw your line? Because it's open. So if I drew my line here, I'm technically not touching that point because it's open. I'm only touching this one, right? So I'm only touching one point. So yes, that one's going to be okay. If that had been a filled in dot, then my answer would have been no. But since it's an open circle, then it's a yes. So now we'll look at number 6. Number 6. First one up here, is that a function?
So I can draw my line anywhere?
You draw it, well you have to draw it so it touches your graph, but you draw a vertical line.
I'd say yes.
How many spots does it touch?
2.
2. So is it a function?
Yep. No.
No, because a function can only touch once, right? So no, that one's not going to be a function because my vertical line touches twice. So how about the circle?
Circle. No.
No. If I draw my vertical line, it's going to touch in 2 points. How about this one over here on the right side?
Where? On top?
Yep, on top.
On top.
On top right.
Yes.
Is that going to be a function?
Yes.
Look at it closer. Is there
Oh, no,
anywhere
no,
you
no,
can
it's
draw?
not.
Ah,
It's
no.
not.
Because if I drew my line right here, it's going to touch both of those dots. So if there's anywhere I can make a line that touches twice, it's not going to be a function. How about the one next to the circle?
Yes.
Yes, all of my lines would only touch one dot at a time. So yep, that's a good one. So now I've got to move back down to number 6 here, and the last 2 on number 6. So the one here with these dots. Going to be a function or not?
No.
No, not a function, because right here if I drew my line, I'd hit those 2 points. No. How about the last one?
Yes.
Yes, that one's okay. If I draw my line, I only touch once. So yes, that one is a function.